We all want our dreams to come true, have the life we want, and be someone we're proud of. But it can be hard to do this when we're constantly stressed and tired. Even if our lives aren't what we want, if it's bearable to us, we will slowly get complacent. This was Sung Jin Woo at the start of Solo Leveling, accepting a life of mediocrity and the identity of being known as the weakest. It wasn't until he nearly died that he changed his life and became someone he could be proud of. Most of us will never get a wake-up call like he did. Instead, our days will just keep repeating the same dull cycle, going to a job we don't like, being in a relationship we're not happy in, and being someone we're not proud of. This makes us feel like side characters instead of being the protagonists of our own story. But this is your wake-up call. It's time to ask yourself what person you want to be, what future you want, and how you're going to make that happen. In this video, I'm going to break down your 31-day protagonist plan. If you commit to it, you'll be able to challenge your weaknesses, build self-respect, and through your actions, prove that you're becoming the protagonist. For day 1 of this plan, all you have to do is clean up your room. I like to clean my room once a week because things get pretty messy pretty quickly. So you can see that my desk is a little bit messy. I have a bunch of random stuff just lying on it with no real purpose. I feel like everything in my room has to serve me in some way, and what I mean by that is that if I'm not using it, then there's really no point in me keeping it in my room still, because it's just clutter, and the more clutter that I fill my room with, the more that it is harder for me to think straight. And I'm gonna clean all of this up and make my bed, because like Jordan Peterson says, you gotta clean your room and make your bed. And that's the first step to feeling like a protagonist and getting things in order.
A few moments later.
So you can tell my room is obviously nothing special, but that's why I like it. It keeps things simple. I know what I have to do on a weekly basis. I just have to make my bed, throw out the garbage, get rid of any clothes that have been lying around for too long, and just clear up my desk. If it's been a while since you've cleaned your room, it's especially important that you just keep these things simple but thorough. You're gonna wanna look through literally every corner of your room and see the things that you haven't used in a while. And when I say a while, I mean like a month, a year. We keep a lot of things, a lot of clothes especially, because of past memories and meaning. And I'm not saying to get rid of everything, but there's gonna be a lot of junk if you hold on to the things of your past. And that's why cleaning out your room means literally just touching everything, like literally everything, so that you know you're gonna use it. And if you're not gonna use it, then you either really want to keep it because it's important to you, or it's time to get rid of it. So it's important that the first step to your protagonist plan is getting things in order right here where you spend most of your time sleeping and through the day, is clearing out your room of any old junk, any old garbage, so that it's a place that you want to come back to. The second phase is going to be from day 2 all the way to day 15. And there's just one thing you're going to have to do for these next 2 weeks, and that's mastering the one thing that's been holding you back for all of your life. Before you can start becoming the protagonist and building up new habits and feeling like you're in charge of your life, you have to create time and energy to do that. And the biggest thing that is getting in the way of us achieving our goals and working towards our dream life is this. Because yes, it really is that damn phone. And the whole point of this next phase is you're going to have to work on removing your phone as much as you can from 3 specific areas of your life. The first area is what I like to call the in-between phase. This is when you're literally in the middle of doing anything and you don't have a specific goal or purpose in mind. What that looks like is when you're waiting in line, when you're commuting back home from work, all of these little times and spaces in our day when we're not focused on anything in particular and we find ourselves going to our phones and just scrolling for the sake of scrolling. We do it because we're bored. We do it because we think we got nothing else better to do. This is one of the key areas you're going to have to work on building discipline. When you find yourself feeling that gravitational pull to grabbing your phone whenever you got nothing else better to do, just take a second and think, why are you grabbing your phone? If you're grabbing it just to doom scroll, it might be a chance for you to take that time to think about what's going on in your life instead. Take that moment to be even intentional. If you're gonna grab your phone, do it for a purpose, because at least for me, I find my relationship with my phone way better when I grab it for a purpose. If I grab it because I need to text someone back, if I need to look something up, if I just want to watch some videos on YouTube, honestly, if I do it with that intention in mind, I feel way better after the time that I spent on my phone. The second place in our lives where we have to gain control over our phone is our sleep sleep time. What you want to do when you're sleeping is keeping your phone away from you as far as possible. There's levels to this. Level 1 is putting your phone in your room just far away from your bed. Usually, I know most people, including myself, will fall asleep with their phone either in their bed or right next to them. Leave it on your desk. Leave it literally in the corner of your room. Just somewhere that is still in your room, but is far enough that you would literally have to get out of bed and walk towards it to pick it up. Level 2 is leaving it outside of your room, maybe in the bathroom, wherever. Just leaving it somewhere that you physically do not have it available for the time that you're spending asleep. The last place in our lives is going for walks without our phone. This is literally the most high quality habit that I can give to you. And if you take literally just one thing away from this video, well, clean your room, but also take time to go for a walk without your phone. And this is something I know that a lot of guys don't give themselves, which is time just to unplug and relax, because usually our definition of relaxing is scrolling on our phone, playing video games, working out, or doing something intense. But taking time to do something just like going for a walk where you're not doing anything too crazy, it's pretty basic and honestly kind of boring, it gives your mind time to wander, but also for you to reflect on how everything is going. So for this phase, try to go for a walk as much as you can, at least once a day for even just 10 minutes. I like to go for a walk for around 30 minutes every day, but I get it if everyone can't do that, but the minimum should be at least 10 minutes of just walking without your phone. And if you can do that, you're going to be on your way to becoming the protagonist of your life. Just like Sung Jin Woo or Saitama from One Punch Man, they had to go through a process to become stronger. The goal is for you to be able to do 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats every single day. Now, that might sound intimidating if you haven't worked out or if you haven't done any of these movements for a long time, but hear me out before you feel like giving up. You can see that in my room, I don't have that much space to work out. I just have this tiny area in between my clothes and my bed over here. But this is all that you need to do this plan. You don't have to do 100 perfect squats, push-ups, or sit-ups, but the point of this plan is to do it no matter how you feel and every single day. The hard part here is the consistency. If you're able to do this workout of 100 squats, sit-ups, and push-ups, then you're going to be someone who shows up and respects themselves and their word every single day. And that's what this plan is about. This is about building your character up so that you become someone who does the hard thing, who chases after their dreams, and isn't someone who quits or gives up easily when they're feeling unmotivated or tired. I did this challenge myself just last year where I was running, doing all of these squats, push-ups, and sit-ups every single day for a whole month, and there were so many days where I wanted to quit, but the more that I persevered and went through it, the more that I found myself just honestly respecting myself more. And that's why I want you to be able to build up that same respect for you. You don't have to do it in one sitting if it seems intimidating to you, but take time when you're either on a break from work or you find yourself in that in-between phase to do the workouts. Do sets of 20 or 10. It doesn't matter as long as you do it in a way where you can get it done every single day. The best time that I find to do this workout is in the morning or throughout the day, and not really at night. And the reason why I say not at night is because if you're working out right before bed or something, your body's just gonna be way too wired in for you to be able to sleep well, and it's gonna mess up your sleep schedule, and then it's just gonna make you wanna scroll more on your phone and skip this workout the next day. So my suggestion is doing this as early as you possibly can. And the reason why I'm doing this setup in my room is to show that you can do this wherever you are, and just with a little bit of space, you can get this done. Pretty much everything in this protagonist plan is something that you're going to be able to accomplish at home. The only thing you have to do is literally go out for a walk without your phone. And that's why creating this plan and sticking with it will help you create a lifestyle where you're going to feel like the protagonist without needing to go to a gym, do anything crazy. It's all about starting with where you're at now. Now, there's a few ways to do a push-up. Obviously, the most ideal is to do the standard full press, but if that is too tough for you at the start, you can do knee-assisted push-ups. If that's even too tough, you can do push-ups where you're leaning on a desk, on a chair, and doing it from that way. The point here isn't to feel like you're failing because you're not doing a perfect push-up every single time. It's just the fact that you're trying to do it for 100 reps. That's what makes you a protagonist, is the ability to get back up even when things are tough or you don't feel like doing it. Now for squats, those are pretty simple. Doing body squats all the way down is the most ideal, but the ways that you can assist yourself if squats are uncomfortable or if you just haven't done them in a while is to just press yourself down halfway. Go down to your knees a little bit and then just go back up, and that's literally it. Sit-ups is going to be the hardest thing to do, I'll be honest, when you're at home. It's kind of tough if you don't have anything to hold your weight down. It's best if you can have someone that will stand on your feet or something that you can put your legs under, so that way you're not lifting yourself constantly up. But here's the thing, you don't have to make them perfect. I keep on saying this because I don't want your perfectionism to get in the way of you trying to become the protagonist of your life. Doing sit-ups at home just literally requires for you to lay down on the ground and to just try to lift yourself up as much as possible. You can go up literally 5 centimeters, and that's gonna be all right for this part of the plan. Because the fact that you're trying to do it, I keep on saying this because it's really important that you know that if you commit to it and that you just attempt it, that's what makes you a protagonist, not always succeeding and doing perfect reps every time. Becoming the protagonist of your life means you gotta lock in and get rid of your bad habits. If you're struggling with doom scrolling, being a couch potato, or letting your emotions control you, I created the Impulse Mastery Blueprint to help you become stronger. It's your training arc that will help you on your protagonist journey. Check the link down below if you're interested, and if you don't find that it helps you at all in the first 30 days, I'll give you your money back so you can try it with no risk. The last thing that you're going to have to do for your protagonist plan is developing your origin story. This just literally means writing down why are you doing what you're doing. If you don't have a purpose for why you're going to suffer, for why you're going to push yourself, you're not going to stick with it. It doesn't matter how healthy the habit is. If you don't feel deeply driven to change yourself in a better way, there's no real way you're going to ever become the protagonist. And the reason why I left this for the end of the plan, even though it's one of the most important things, is because I don't want you to overthink. I want you to have gone through all of these challenges and seen how you felt after. Because by this point, if you've stuck with the plan, you will have cleaned up your room, you will have created habits where you're not on your phone as much and you're able to get better sleep, where you're able to go for a walk, where you have stuck to doing 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats every day, even when you were tired. That creates a new identity. That creates a different version of yourself than the one who had started this plan. And now you can see the difference between who you were just a few weeks ago and who you are now. And that even though you've suffered on certain days, the work has been worth it for you. You're gonna know that this is something that you're going to want to stick with. Now, what you just have to do is to literally reinforce this feeling. Give yourself a purpose. That reason can be literally anything as long as it's important to you. It can be because you want to be the breadwinner of the family, you want to get rich, you want to get stronger, you want to feel proud of yourself. It honestly doesn't matter as long as it's important to you. And having that real reason that is at the core of everything that you're doing is what makes you a protagonist. Because what is a side character? A side character is someone who has no intention and is just supporting someone else's dream. But what makes someone a protagonist is when they go out and make their dreams come true, no matter how difficult the goal is, no matter how intimidated they are, no matter how afraid they are. They go out and get what they want and become the person that they can be proud of. Now, I hope that you've gone through all of these phases and that you've become someone that you're more proud of. Because at least for me, a few years ago, I couldn't say that I felt like the protagonist of my life, that I was someone I was proud of, and that I was living a life with purpose. But going through the things that I laid out for you is something that helped me find more meaning in my life and for me to become someone that I feel more proud of. And if you're able to go through this plan throughout the 31 days and you come out of it a better person, a better man, a better friend, brother, son, partner, then you have what it takes to become the protagonist of your life.